clickety clack, along main lines, rickety track.
She whispers softly in my ear,
just to say your last name.
Just find a place to make the sentiment easy.
that's just the way it is. Sit down, see when things could only get better.
Yet the same in so many ways.
I no recollection of the last time I came here.
But if we get much closer, I could lose control. And if your heart surrenders, you'll need me to hold.
I wouldn't be myself without you. Take a piece, take a picture of me. I don't care what happens, see, 'cause I know I'm happy.
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Can Do Arts for Sustainable Development's Open Mic for Open Minds, number 32. And in association with the Rivo Lounge, of course. And here we are on the brink of lockdown 2. And is anybody else really confused by, I don't know, what Boris has been arguing with the North, with the Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, Newcastle, or North East, besides Scotland, Wales, Ireland. He's been arguing with everybody over the last few weeks about how much money he's going to help to support the regional lockdowns. And now taking some advice finally from Sage, who recommended over a month ago that we needed another proper lockdown in order to head this virus off. He's finally done the inevitable and pulled the rug out of everybody else that he's been talking to for a couple of weeks and decided to go this way, which will in turn set up a whole nother series of conflicts and avoidable conflicts, I should add, with lots of people who are trying to do the right thing for the people in their area, because there's been no coordination, there's been no real strategy, there's been no real understanding that people need clarity. Anybody that's ever been in a leadership situation will be able to tell you that the one thing that you do not need from somebody who's supposed to be in charge is mixed messages, the lack of clarity, vacillation, waiting, the idea that they're making things up as they go along, the idea that they're not strategizing, they're firefighting. And that's, I think, is what's been going on with this government. They're all firefighters, but they won't ever have to face the flames, okay? And they won't ever have to drag people out of burning buildings and all the other stuff, okay? They're just going to sit back and in their like sort of well-heeled retirements and look over the devastation that they've wrought on this country and say, well, it wasn't my fault. Well, terribly sorry, Boris, but when you're in the box seat, remember, okay, the buck stops with you, all right? You're the guy that's in charge. You're the guy that's making the decisions. You're the guy that's taking the credit, and you're the guy that's going to take the brickbats. But hey, it was ever thus. So what can we do? What can we do to like sort of, you know, we can all start by taking a little bit of personal responsibility and decide that we want to do something for ourselves and other people's. And it doesn't have to be a massive grand gesture. It just has to be a little bit of common sense. Like, take care of yourself. Don't expose yourself too much. Don't think that someone's going to take care of your health and safety if you are not focused on taking care of your health and safety. So all I can say, people, is I wish you the best of luck with that. And because everybody's in the same boat now. Nobody knows what's going to happen. apparently November is cancelled. All right, and fairly soon I would have thought Christmas will be going the same way. So it's going to be weird, and there aren't going to be any football matches in the trenches, before we return to sort of the insanity of warfare. So I can't even think about that anymore. I'll just end up crying on camera, which is really not a good look, especially when you're as old as I am. But hey, we've still got lots of positive stuff going on, all right? Because we refuse to be diminished or deflected by what someone else hundreds of miles away thinks might be the right thing. That doesn't mean that we're breaking any rules. That doesn't mean that we're ignoring any instructions. It means that with modern technology, there's a way for us to carry on doing what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing that. Okay? So, congratulations to everybody that contributed so far, and I can't wait to see what the films that we've got for you this week. But let's take it away. Open mic.
There's an ocean, there's a witness. My conscience calls me. I need an ocean, I need a feeling in this commotion. I need a hand to pull me out of the ocean.
I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home, avoid pubs, clubs, theatres, and other such social venues.
I don't know, somehow sitting in the Oval Office, behind that beautiful Resolute desk, the great Resolute desk, I think wearing a face mask, somehow, I don't see it for myself.
say yes, take it back, no. Shake your hand, let it go. I can redline, we all redline. False society. Fuck society. Hate me, but you ain't buying me. We all prodigies. Look at me redlining, you could be redlining. Did you see where they went? Maybe they redlining. Redlining. Anyways, enemies. Never meet, never tell, never miss, never quote, never feel, never touch, never played, never won, never done. Never done. Now live, now talk, now speak, now dance, now be, now love, now hope, now hug, now redline. Now redline. Look at me redlining, you could be redlining. Did you see where they went? Maybe they redlining. Redlining. Let's build a brand new world for you and me. This shit only sells, it sells. I know I'm only one of a billion seeds. These trees, they go on and on and on. You may think the sun is set on top of minds that dream. You might feel grief, deepest regret. You could feel unredeemed. All of these side effects are what they want to happen. They want us beige, no colors left, until our hearts are blackened.
No means no. Silence means no. But sometimes no gets suffocated under the weight of an oversized ego that needs to learn to take a no. So no can be the safe word it always should have been. Forget pineapple, red or orange. There has to be power in no. Stop and get off me. I'm going to tell you a not so secret. Communication is unbelievably sexy. Speak to them directly. Avoid a situation getting sketchy. Make sure they're ready. Communication is sexy. And consent is compulsory. Being of age isn't approval. A smile isn't authorization. A smile can be from nervousness as easily as flirtation. Communicate before you give in to temptation. Being drunk is no excuse, that's not up for negotiation. What your mates think is irrelevant, don't let that fuel irritation. Be patient, don't ignore hesitation. Make sure your intentions are good and don't get lost in validation. If what was worn was an invitation, rape on nudist beaches would be an uncontrollable situation. Clothes can't give consent. And consent won't be found through gyration, manipulation, sedation, penetration, or ejaculation, but through communication. Have the conversation. He asked for consent, but he didn't listen to my answer. Asking isn't enough. Their answer dictates what you do or don't do after. He stopped trying to turn me on. Instead, he turned on me. Now he's a rapist and that's a label that sticks forever. I guarantee consent is free. Rape is not. Rape comes at extortionate costs. Being desperate for a shag or being a lad isn't an excuse for being forceful, and it won't stand up in a court of law. It doesn't matter if you're remorseful. You don't put the penis into happiness. But no, this isn't just aimed at men. The capability is anyone's, whether he or she or them. There is no exception. We are in this life together. We should be each other's protection. We don't have to do this. Is the most seductive thing anyone can say to me. And if I had a quid for every time someone has, I'd have like 2 quid. It isn't enough. It costs nothing to talk about stuff but rape. Rape comes at extortionate costs. Communication is erotic. Let's make sure it isn't lost. Do you want to do this? Is this okay? Forget 50 Shades of Grey, that film was awful anyway. Let's try 50 ways to make them feel safe. Communication is sensual, not to mention essential foreplay. If you get into it and they change their mind, no and stop, still hold the same power. So pull away, get off, stop, see past what you want. Tell them it's okay. Encourage them to communicate, reassure them they're safe. They don't have to say what you want to hear, they get to say what they need to say, make them feel that way. Ask if they want to continue or not. Communication is hot. They get to choose how their body is used. Give them that choice instead of giving them trust issues. And don't put the tit into attitude and get in a mood just because they refused. Even if you're confused, they are excused. Their no isn't a reflection on your performance. Most of the time. It isn't all about you. If you've had consensual sex before, that doesn't mean they'll want more. Their body isn't yours. You know what you need to ask for before you explore. Make sure they're sure. Make sure you're sure they're sure. If earlier they said yes and now they don't want to, you don't have consent. It's not up for debate. You don't have an argument. I don't care if you're discontent. Let's prevent an offence. You scrambling for defence because your satisfaction came at their expense. If you don't have consent, nothing goes ahead. It's common sense. If you have to talk them into it, it shouldn't be happening. The fact I'm even writing this is baffling, but people are being raped and their lives are unravelling, leaving years ahead of battling to repair the damages. It's maddening. Let's make communication more appealing. To avoid unnecessary lifetimes of healing and dealing with feeling like our bodies are concealing internal bleeding from the wound that keeps reopening and the nightmares that keep repeating in our minds, peace is hard to find. I don't want this life for another of mankind. The bottom line is consent is compulsory. But lines get blurred and lines get crossed, read them carefully. And in between where silence sits, make sure communication isn't lost. Communication is hot. Consent is legal. No consent is rape. A crime. And you'll do the time, but so will they. To an extent you can't even comprehend, it won't ever go away. And we pretend we're on the mend when it affects us every day. No one deserves this kind of pain. Don't be a criminal. It's easy. Communication is unbelievably sexy. And consent is compulsory.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you must find my client, the defendant, not guilty on the counts of grievous bodily harm and aggravated robbery. We are about to prove that it was not the fault of the accused that she robbed the jewellery shop and that the owner got shot. Of course, I do sympathise that the owner was terrified when she aimed the gun between his eyes. Prosecution went into great detail about how he no longer feels safe working in retail and he can't sleep at night and wakes up in a fright at the slightest noise. But, ladies and gentlemen, he had a choice. Ask yourselves this. Why was he open so late? Doesn't that feel a bit like bait? Why would he put himself in that position? Opposing counsel say he's trying to earn a living, but if you ask me, he might just have known exactly what he was doing. I'd go so far as saying that he was asking for it and we are only here because now he regrets it. Case in point, he chose to put his best, most enticing stock in his window display. There is no better way to say, come and get it, you know you want it. That, right there, was provocation. A downright blatant invitation. It was all out there for all to see. If he didn't want to be robbed, he should have had more modesty. So I am sure you will all agree that that proves consent to the robbery. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, it just boils down to estrogen. Girls will be girls. Opposing counsel claim this was a disturbing act, but it is a fact that girls are drawn to things that are pretty, such as jewellery, that it has nothing to do with greed and is actually a biological need. Therefore, to take it is their right. So there isn't even a crime here to indict. Finally, dear members of the jury, it would not be in the interest of justice to find my client guilty. It would ruin her career prospects and put an end to her sporting prowess. She is an accomplished athlete, and the sentence would mean she can no longer compete. And hasn't she been punished enough by being dragged through this ludicrous trial, during which she has been defiled and which for her has been exceedingly tough? She's been vilified on social media. She can't go out without people shouting at her. A guilty sentence would be too high a price to pay for 20 minutes of action anyway. In summary, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you cannot blame a lady for wanting to take jewellery that was put on blatant display late at night. So you must do what is right. You must reject this so-called victim's fanciful claims that he now finds himself at pains to live a normal life and that everything is all struggle and strife, as my learned colleague so eloquently argued. And you must be more shrewd. He wanted it. He was asking for it. It was not my client's fault for taking it. Therefore, she must be acquitted. I rest my case.
I hear the train a-comin', rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't mess around with them guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating in some fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee, smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. If they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison, where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
They say Mother Earth is breathing with each wave that finds the shore. Our soul rises in the evening for to open twilight's door. Her eyes are the stars in heaven, watching over us all the while. And her heart it is in Ireland, deep within the Emerald Isle. We are 40 against 100. Someone else's bloody war, and we know not why we're fighting or what we're dying for. They will storm us in the morning, just as the sunlight turns the sky. Fate is waiting for its dance now. They have sentenced us to die. Island, I am coming home. I can see your rolling fields of green and fences made of stone. I am reaching out. Won't you take my hand? I'm coming home. Island. Now the captain, he lay dying. I can hear him calling me. These men are yours now for the leading. Show them to their destiny. As I look up all around me, I see the ragged, tired and torn. I tell the men, make ready. We're not waiting for the morn. Now the fog is deep and heavy. As we forge the dark and fear, we can hear their horses breathing. As in silence we draw near, there are no words to be spoken, just a look to say goodbye. I draw a breath and night is broken, as I scream our battle cry. Island, I am coming home. I can see your rolling fields of green, fences made of stone. I am reaching out. Won't you take my hand? I'm coming home. Island, island, I am home.
Thinking of a time that lasts, and thinking of a love that's past, and thinking why you didn't come, and knowing that I'm all alone. And wonder what you think of me, and wonder if we'll ever meet, and wonder why you just don't play, and miss the life of father's care. And still I know that I love you, and still I know that love will flow, and still I know I was carrying on, and even though I know you're not gone. And will never be complete without a dad to call and me and
So here we are again at that time of the evening where the only thing left is to thank you for your participation and your support. And please remember, if you like what you've seen and you'd like to contribute, then you can send your submissions to us at openmic at cando-arts.com, and we will add you to our roster, add you to our archive of lockdown material and contributions. Give us a share, give us a like, join the Can Do community, and watch this space for some new news about stuff, because there's lots going on, and obviously the lockdown is going to make some difference to that, but we'll do what we always do, which is roll with the punches and keep you up to date. Thanks ever so much for your participation, folks. All right, my name's Brian Reid, and I'm going to pass you over to Uncle Ed. Thank you.
From the letter letter that changed your mind, broke your heart. Now you're breaking mine. Now you're breaking mine. What did it say to make you change your mind? Change your world, little girl. And now you're changing mine. What will you do? Hide amongst the pain and the shadows of your past. Too scared to open up in case there's no one there. No one who cares. Don't you know I care? I really care. Who was it from? The letter that changed your mind, broke your heart. Now you're breaking mine. Now you're breaking mine. So that was a song from many years ago, from back in the 80s in Chippenham, when I used to be that guy. It's not funny, right? That's deep. Deep. I'm being serious. Anyway, that's to all the people that knew me then and to all the people that know me now. Yeah, that guy. Happy lockdown, people. I mean, that's if there is another lockdown. If we're not already in it. Part lockdown. Come out, come in. Play hide and seek next week.